Going to school as a child was very difficult for me. If my fingers were the lines on the paper, when I would look at the paper, the words would duplicate and then swirl opposite like this. During my 7th grade year, I was reading on a 3rd grade reading level. My parents finally had me tested for dyslexia. I think I graduated from high school with like a 1.9 GPA, but that was because of wood shop, auto shop, drafting, any shop I could do anything with my hands basically. I got get an A in those classes, but like science, math, English, history, it was D-, D+, just barely enough to pass the class. So after high school, the chances of college seemed very impossible. When you have a learning disability, it limits your possibilities in life. Because of my dyslexia, I couldn't be a doctor, I couldn't be a lawyer, I couldn't be an astronaut, I couldn't do any of those things. I chose to be a contractor, a general contractor, because I love to build, I love to use my hands, and so I started building homes and doing remodel work on homes and loved it, enjoyed that for 12 years. And then my aunt told me there was a way to get rid of my dyslexia by having my brain fully integrated. At first I was very, very skeptical. Often I dismiss things that I don't understand. And because I don't understand, I think it's weird or odd. And I guess I put the same judgment towards this crossinology brain integration thing at first. And even after my brain was integrated, I thought, well, that was really weird, but it worked, so who cares, My dyslexia was gone. And it was phenomenal the first time I tried to read, and the words were just there, and they stayed on the page, and they didn't move. And, it was so much easier to track across the page. You know how much easier it is to read when they hold still? If I wouldn't have had my brain integrated, it would have been very difficult for me to want to sit down and read with my kids because I hated reading. And when your kids can read better than you, that's pretty embarrassing. I would have been one of the parents that would have withdrawn, that would have been too busy to sit down and read a story with their kids. It would have been too busy to sit down and do homework with their kids because I can't teach something that I don't know myself. I find life just more fulfilling. I find it easier. But it's also changed my family life. I was able to see my wife and my kids' brains integrated, and it was phenomenal. And so that's where I decided I've got to get trained in crossinology brain integration, because I knew that people shouldn't have to go through life the way I did. There are so many people out there that can benefit from this. Once their brain works correctly, their future's open to whatever they choose to do with it. And I love being a part of that. That to me is life fulfillment. That gives meaning to life. That gives a purpose in life. Instead of improving people's homes, I can improve people's lives. And I find so much satisfaction and joy from knowing that because they have their brain integrated, that their future's open to whatever they choose to do with it.